I was hired in the fall of 1985, so this is year 34. I have always been an English teacher. I have always worked at the high school. I also started as the head speech team coach, a track coach, became a theater director, NHS advisor, graduation advisor. I think that's it.
I was 19 years as a teacher and a coach, and then 15 as an athletic director.
I've taught for 37 years. I moved to Illinois in 1998 and started working at Yorkville, and I've taught here for 21 years. But about the last 8 or 9, I've been science department chair.
Been fortunate enough to be the social worker here for 13 years. That was placed here at Bristol Grade School in 2006. In a couple of years I was split here in Yorkville Grade School and then also at the middle school.
So in 1999 I started teaching math and ELA and student council advisor. So a lot of the kids I got to see 3 times a day, so I got to know them pretty well.
Began teaching in 1966 actually. In 1977 I came to Yorkville and I've been here ever since. It's math all the time. I don't know anything else but math, so.
I knew in college I was an athlete and always wanted to be involved in sports, and I knew I wanted to be a teacher. And like I said, after teaching and coaching for 19 years, the opportunity came to come to Yorkville, and it's one of the best experiences of my life.
I was going to be a map maker, a cartographer. And then I was taken to the boundary waters of the Mississippi River and dropped off, and they said, map your way back. So that kiboshed that career. And then I was like, well, I really like language. I love reading. I love writing. I love words. Maybe there's a job there.
I didn't initially go to college to go into education. I went for wildlife biology. I had taught some hunter education and some outdoor skills classes. I decided I kind of liked it. I liked working with people. I liked teaching. I was not one of those kids that was a great student, and I honestly never had a great teacher. And that was part of it too, is that I think I can do things better.
I got into teaching just because I love kids. I love to see them learn. I love it when, they make a connection, that wasn't there before. And for me, that's always been it,
I had some great teachers when I was in high school, and I was considering either, like I said, math or music, but I think I could teach math, and I really liked it. So I just thought, I think that's what I'm going to do.
I had an aunt who was a social worker, so that was probably the first time I heard social work, and it just seemed like a fit. I just wanted the opportunity to make an impact with students and their families at a younger age and teach prevention education and make a difference that way.
To tell you the truth, I don't remember much of anything about that.
Just the whole school system was different than the other systems I had worked in, so just trying to absorb all that new information and new names and my role in the school.
15 years ago, the athletic director's office was basically a broom closet, and the schedules were on the wall, written in marker. There was no computer, and I looked around and I said, what did I get myself into?
One by one, I met the staff. They introduced themselves to me. I would meet a colleague every day, and they were very close-knit group, very warm and supportive. It was a real great experience for me.
There were 692 kids in the building. There was more kids in the school than the town I came from. So I remember just the busyness and the number of people. That was kind of overwhelming a little bit. I also remember that the staff, the people that I started working with, and still to this day, were really friendly and really helpful.
I was kind of excited how it would be in a local, I grew up on a farm, so a little farming community. I thought, that's kind of my people, so I think I'll enjoy it here.
I'm going to back up a little before that and talk about my interview. Dr. Sholey said, I noticed that your name is different from your resume to your cover letter. Yes, it is. My resume is my maiden name, and my cover letter is my married name. Well, you're recently married. Yes, I am. Congratulations. So when do you plan on starting your family? And I said, well, I'm sure you won't be the first or the second one to know, but I'll let you know. At this point, Bumgardner starts to laugh and said, Sholey, I'm gonna go get the contract. Why? Because number one, anybody that's willing to answer the question that way deserves a job, and number two, she can sue you if you don't hire her. You can't ask for that. Oh, that's right. So that's why I was hired at Yorkville.
I think it's been a proud accomplishment of mine that I've dealt with some really hard issues with some students and meeting with their parents and caring about them personally. That to me is what teaching is all about. It's more than just learning a formula, but it's involvement in their lives and trying to be a positive influence and role model to them.
I created ecology and field biology, and that class has run for 19 years. That's pretty cool. Also teaching some other classes that I thought were really engaging. Some biology classes. Advanced biology was always a lot of fun. I taught field botany, which I didn't create, Tony Robbins did, but I taught that for a few years. So I think those are accomplishments that I really think about.
When I feel like parents feel that we are true collaborators and are part of a team, I'm proud of that we've won their trust. And when I feel like I've successfully helped problem solve a student concern, that's a good feeling.
I always feel a sense of accomplishment when I meet a student that I've had and they tell me that I made a difference, or they remember me, or some little anecdote from when they were in my class. One of the students I had, there was a write-up in the paper on her, and she named me as being the teacher who most profoundly affected her future. To me, that would be my proudest accomplishment.
The year 2013 in the fall, our cross-country team won 2 state titles in one day. And then to follow that up, a year later, they repeated that. So, of all the schools in the state, to win 2 state titles in one day is unbelievable, but to do it twice, I mean, that's amazing.
I love when I see a husband and a wife and their children, and I realize that I taught them 20 years ago, and they are happy, and they are healthy, and they're loving life, and that's my accomplishment.
Retirement plans. I started writing and recording music in the 80s. Yes, I'll have more time for that.
Well, my son is a junior in college right now, and he plays college baseball. So my number one plan is to see every inning next year.
I have been quasi-hired to edit a book for a former student and his wife.
I'm going to play more. I'm going to hunt more. I'm going to fish more. I'm going to do some traveling.
I have a hobby. I throw horseshoes in competition. I'll definitely pick that up to a little bit greater degree.
My husband and I are both retiring at the same time, end of the school year. So we've sold most of our material goods, and we've sold our house, and we're in a hotel to the end of the year, and then we're gonna Airbnb. We've got some places already set: Norway, Sweden, Italy, New Zealand, Spain, Portugal. That's as far out as we've planned.
My children and grandchildren are about 3.5 hours north and 2 hours south, so I'll have a lot more time to visit them.
I am a licensed and certified minister and will be providing marriage services.
Number 2 is just to go fishing. Plan to do a lot of fishing. I got a Canadian trip planned this fall, and that's something I'm looking forward to.
I'm very active in my local church, and I plan maybe mission trips.
I want to spend time with my family, my dog, and I want to get up in the morning. I probably will still get up at 5 in the morning, but I don't want to get up and have to rush to get in.
Jack Dempsey is a good friend of the family. He owns the car dealership in Plano, and I will quarter cars back from a dealership in Oklahoma.
I have been offered a couple part-time jobs at some smaller schools that I'm looking into that looking for something to do for about 2 or 3 years, as my wife has about that left before she retires and we become snowbirds.
You know, I've taught at Waubonsee. Perhaps I could pick up a course or two there. And also tutoring, they always want math tutors. I thought, you know, I could do that.
Read, watch movies I haven't seen, play Barbies with my granddaughter. There we go.
It's a sad day for me. I've worked here. Sorry.
Sorry.
Excuse me. Oh,
The last year is kind of tough because I realize this is winding it up, and I look at my kids and I it's kind of sad. I've had a couple tears come to my eyes.
I'm going to miss my teammates primarily, and the friends that I've made over the years in the building.
I will miss first day of school. I still have a stomach ache the night before school started last August. The anticipation. That's what I'll miss.
Well, it's been a part of my life for 15 years. This job's 24/7, 365, so it's going to be hard to walk away. Fantastic people I've worked with, great coaches, great kids, an amazing experience for myself.
working with my department and doing what we've done. I think that's been good.
Been so grateful that I've been able to be here and be in this building and with the people that I get to work with for these last years.
You know, I've been gifted with the best teammates and colleagues that anybody could really hope to have. It'll be the conversations we've shared, the times, special days where everybody dressed in Hawaiian shirt.
There's been a little bit of sadness involved with it, and my teachers I work with, I love them, and I realize they'll be here now without me next year, so I'll miss them.
People that I've met here have just been first class, and it's gonna, that's the biggest thing I'm gonna miss, is just the relationships I have with all the people.
I know that there are connections here that are strong enough that we will pick up where we left off without any awkwardness. And I know those will be enduring relationships forever.
The 8th grade dodgeball team, girls dodgeball team, this year was called, they named themselves Long Live Terri, and they all had Hawaiian shirts. And that was special. That's something I'll never forget.
I know that I've had the best social work position in the county.
People, relationships. That's probably the best. Yeah, that's it.
The one thing that's the hardest part will be to walk away from the Friday night games. I love that aspect, and you know, I've told Luke he needs some help or he needs some advice. You know, I'm only a phone call away, and I will be no stranger. I will come to events. It's just too hard to walk away cold turkey.
Working with the students, that will be the thing that I miss the most. And then secondly, of course, being with my teacher colleagues and the interaction that we had.
Not going back to school, it's going to be very bittersweet. I teach because I enjoy it. I mean, I am a teacher. That's what I do.
I'm torn. Let me ride gently on my horse to the west. Just let me do that, and it'll be fine. The other part of me is a party person. Yeah, balloons, champagne, maybe not here, but you know.
I tell my kids, I'm a senior and I'm graduating just like you're a senior and you're graduating. So I've got new adventures. I'm excited about that, but it's coming way too fast.
Add that, you know, this has been just a tremendous ride for myself. I have the opportunity to work in a class organization with Yorkville High School, great community, get to know all the people.
It's a good place. A lot of growth, a lot of change, good people.
The business that we do, I think, is so important, and I think everyone really that I've worked with, that's what we're here for. We're here for the students, and we're here to help them grow.
And I'm going to miss reacting with the kids because that's really what keeps you young.
I feel I have influence in the lives of a student, and that's the greatest thing. I think this is just a wonderful profession, and it will continue to be that way for all the others that will still be there.
And the sky's the limit here.
See ya.